The source material for this work was a set of bound documents happened upon in a Florentine market, quarto-sized, and partly printed, partly manuscript. It was titled Romana Homicidiorum, Roman Murder Case. Count Guido Franceschini is a nobleman of good lineage, native to Arezzo in Tuscany. He appears not to have been too successful in life, although he had served in the retinue of a cardinal at some point, and had also seen some military service. His brother, Abate Paolo, seems to have had greater success in life. Given Guido's lack of obvious prospects, the family decide that he should be married to a woman of means. An introduction is made to a middle-class Roman woman, Violante Comparini, who is mother to a 13-year-old daughter, Pompilia. The Comparini family is well off, and Violante is much taken with the idea of her daughter marrying into the nobility. Her husband is less enamored of the proposition, but Violante arranges the marriage in secret, leaving her husband no choice in the matter, and a substantial dowry is paid to Guido. All leave Rome for Arezzo, where they are to live in the Franceschini house. Inevitably, all parties are disappointed. The Comparini discover that their new relative is poor, and the parents apparently do not behave in a manner befitting their lower station in life. After a number of quarrels, they leave Arezzo for Rome. Pompilia is a less than enthusiastic wife, but is in no position to do anything about her situation. The disillusioned Violante has her revenge by confessing that Pompilia was in fact an adopted child, her birth mother having been a Roman prostitute. Pompilia's newly revealed status means that she is not actually the heir to the Comparini, and thus has no legal right to the dowry, as originally contracted. Guido feels himself dishonored by these revelations and is worried that he will be cast back into poverty by the loss of the dowry. He contests Violante's statement, and at home he beats his wife and threatens to kill her. He also tries to entrap her as an adulteress by leaving her to receive the attentions of a number of young men of Arezzo, among them one Giuseppe Compensacci, a young priest, actually a subdeacon, the lowest order of priest, but still bound by the laws of celibacy. Pompilia eventually decides to flee back to Rome and persuades Caponsacchi to assist her in reaching her parents. Having reached Castel Nuovo, on the outskirts of Rome, the pair are surprised by Guido, who delivers them to the local authorities in the city. Pompilia is taken to a nunnery, and Caponsacchi is sent off to Civita Vecchia for 3 years, a demotion. When it is realized that Pompilia is carrying a child, she is released to the care of her parents, but still has the status of a prisoner. She bears a son, Gaetano, but 2 weeks after the birth, Guido and 4 henchmen break in, kill Pompilia's parents, and mortally wound Pompilia herself. The perpetrators are caught almost immediately, and are tried and sentenced to death. Guido is beheaded, as befits his noble status, while his helpers are hanged. Pompilia lives on a further 4 days and protests her innocence in a final statement. As may be apparent, the characters involved are venal in one way or another, or, in the case of Pompilia, trapped. The Roman trial was a lurid cause célèbre in 1698, with the whole city debating the truth or otherwise of the accusations. Pompilia is easily portrayed as a wronged innocent, but it is an awkward fact that the inconsistencies of her evidence suggest that she was not entirely innocent. Subsequently, further evidence has been found to cast doubt upon other parts of her testimony. Guido hoped to frame her for adultery because, at the time, it was widely considered acceptable to kill one's wife in such a matter of honor, and he was indeed able to win a suit against her in Arezzo shortly before the fatal assault. By contrast, if she were innocent, as she protested, he would be guilty of a capital crime. The Roman court, however, found for Pompilia, and Guido paid the ultimate price, proving himself to be as poor a plotter as he had been in other aspects of his life. The power of this book lies in the multiplicity of its voices, the way in which the same events are seen from various standpoints, and the subversion of truth entailed in this structure. The sequence of events. 1680, 16th of July, Pompilia is born and adopted by the Comparini. 1693, 6th of September, Pompilia is married to Count Guido Franceschini. 30th of November, all leave Rome for Arezzo. 1694, March, Pompilia's parents return to Rome. Violante declares Pompilia illegitimate and sues for the return of the dowry. 1697, 23rd of April, Pompilia leaves Arezzo with Giuseppe Caponsacchi. The 1st of May, Guido surprises the pair at Castelnuovo. Pompilia and Giuseppe are arrested and brought to Rome. 24th of September, the court in Rome hands down its verdict in the case of Pompilia's flight with Caponsacchi. 18th of December, Pompilia gives birth to a son, Gaetano. 1698, 2nd of January, Guido and 4 others kill the Comparini and leave Pompilia mortally wounded. 3rd to the 6th of January, Books 2 to Book 7 of the verse novel take place. 6th of January, Pompilia dies. Late January, the murder trial begins. Books 8 and 9 take place in this time. 18th of February, Guido and his accomplices are found guilty. 20th of February, the Pope rejects Guido's repeal. Book 10. Guido is informed. Book 11. 22nd of February, Guido and his accomplices are executed. Book 12. The legal processes. 1694. The suit by the Comparini to declare Pompilia illegitimate. 1695. Countersuit by Guido and Pompilia to prevent annulment of the dowry. The court finds in favor of Guido, but Pompilia's father appeals all the decisions. No final judgment was reached before the assassination of the Comparini and their daughter. 1697. Guido brings a suit against Pompilia and Caponsacchi for flight and adultery. The court ordered that Caponsacchi be relegated, demoted, to Civita Vecchia for 3 years, and that Pompilia be confined to a nunnery. No judgment was in fact made on Pompilia's guilt or otherwise. Caponsacchi's sentence is more akin to a slap on the wrist for an indiscretion than a punishment. Pompilia sues for a legal separation from Guido. The process is not completed before the deaths of both parties. Suit in Arezzo against Pompilia for flight and adultery. Caponsacchi is not sued. Judgment handed down in favor of Guido in December, which, by Tuscan law, gave Guido clearance to murder his wife. 1698. Trial of Guido and his accomplices for murder. Suit by the nunnery of the Convertites to acquire the estate of Pompilia after her death, the grounds being her sinful state. By Roman law at the time, this institution had the right to inherit the estate of women of loose morals, or fallen women. The Yellow Book is in fact wrong about this order caring for Pompilia before her death. In fact, she was lodged with the Conservatorio di Santa Croce della Penitenza, but this makes little difference to the story. Countersuit by the Franceschini family claiming her estate. The court rules that Pompilia's estate should be turned over to her executor, and thus to her son, Gaetano, upon reaching his majority. In September 1698, the court formally cleared Pompilia's name.